Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Anaheim Radio. Anaheim Radio, where we discuss all things related to not just Anaheim, but Orange County and Southern California in general. I've integrated Anaheim Radio now with my real estate company website, Sfera Real Estate, S like Sam, F like Frank, ERA, realestate.com. You can also call me 949-415-6256. I'm a licensed California realtor. I help buyers, sellers, investors find commercial properties, residential properties, income properties, whatever it may be. Give me a call, 949-415-6256, or shoot me an email, Dan Sfera, that's DAN, S like Sam, F like Frank, ERA at KW.com. DAN, S like Sam, F like Frank, ERA at KW.com. Let's get into some of the news stories this week for Anaheim Radio. So, a nonprofit that aids the homeless in Costa Mesa actually has to exit Costa Mesa, and that happened last week actually. So, citing an antagonistic political climate and increasing regulation of the city's motels, a nonprofit serving Orange County's homeless has moved out of Costa Mesa, according to the organization's president. We literally couldn't even work there anymore, said Paul Leon, president and chief executive of the Irvine-based Illumination Foundation. We saw the problem getting worse rather than better. Leon said the organization plans to expand its work in other cities that have sizable homeless populations, such as Anaheim and Stanton, where city officials have been more cooperative and understanding. And this is from the LA Times. The Illumination Foundation has had something of a love-hate relationship with Costa Mesa. Throughout the 7 years it has offered services in the city, often disagreeing on how to best tackle homelessness. The truth is they were helping a segment of the homeless population. It just seemed to conflict with what Costa Mesa was trying to do. And as city leaders took a hard line against problem motels, which they have said draw more than the city's share of struggling Orange County residents, the foundation placed families hoping to transition out of homelessness and homeless people recovering from hospital stays at the Costa Mesa Motor Inn, which is the city's biggest motel in Costa Mesa. Leon said that during its time in Costa Mesa, the foundation has helped about 1,500 families, and at least about 600 of which are still in stable housing situations. So looks like they are moving to Anaheim, and I would like to know your thoughts on that if any of you guys are familiar with the nonprofit there. Shoot me an email. Also this week, actually just a few days ago, Thomas Kelly, so the 4 police officers were acquitted of murder for the brutal beating that took place that eventually led to the death of Thomas Kelly. I was in Fullerton actually earlier today, and this is 2 days after the verdict was announced, and there was still protesters out there in the streets. So obviously people are really emotional about this, and I'd like to know your thoughts. What do you guys think about this? I mean, did they get off? Should they have gotten off, the police officers? And to go for the bigger issue here with the mental illness, we lost someone. It looks like, because the police were not trained on how to deal with someone with schizophrenia. And in my other line of work, I do clinical research specifically on mental illness. And we see this is just another example of society not understanding mental illness. And we have a lot of work to do in that space as far as public awareness and just general awareness of mental illness, but especially when it comes from the police and regulatory agencies and groups that are there, government agencies that are placed there to protect us So let me know your thoughts on that. There's an interesting story. So a Newport Beach candidate is accepting Bitcoin. So he's accepting donations in Bitcoin, which is really interesting. The other day, I think 2 weeks ago, someone bought a Tesla all with Bitcoin. For those of you who don't know, I'll just get into it a little bit. City Council contender Michael Glenn adds a feature to his website allowing supporters to contribute in a digital currency, which is then converted into dollars. So when Newport Beach City Council candidate Michael Glenn thinks of freedom, that includes the freedom to choose how to donate, be it with dollars, pesos, or bitcoins. So Glenn claims to be the first local politician to accept campaign donations in the esoteric digital currency. He is seeking the Balboa Peninsula's 1st District Council seat, um, and also in the race are businesswoman Diane Dixon and Joe Stapleton. Glenn's announcement comes weeks after individuals used Bitcoin to pay for a Tesla car and then a Lamborghini, and this actually happened in Costa Mesa. From a Costa Mesa dealership. But as the chief executive of a web development company, Glenn felt familiar with the virtual currency, which was actually created by a computer programmer in 2009, long before it appeared in recent headlines. He even possessed some bitcoins himself. So the idea to accept bitcoins, he was playing around with it. I think it's a brilliant move. I mean, I wouldn't be talking about any other politician right now in Newport Beach other than Glenn, and that's specifically because he's doing something innovative like this. The things that I'm doing are not necessarily for the benefit of my campaign, he said. They're for the benefit of where I think the structure should be going. From a donor's perspective, the process for giving by using Bitcoin mirrors that of giving by way of credit card. Users click on a Donate Now button on Glenn's website. They select the dollar amount they would like to give, enter the necessary personal information, and proceed to a payment page where they enter credit card information or receive steps for sending their Bitcoin. A processing agency called Coinbase receives the Bitcoins, converts them into dollars, and passes the money into Glenn's account. Glenn, a Balboa Peninsula resident, feels confident that this process helps ensure compliance with the California Fair Political Practices Commission stipulation that only a singular bank account can be used for donations. He said he never handles the bitcoins himself, and he said his account has already received donations. I give him a big salute. Something that's different, innovative, definitely getting people talking about it, buzzworthy. Let's talk about that Orange County Lamborghini dealer that sold the car for 91 bitcoins. So this happened actually December 12th. An Orange County Lamborghini dealership, which prided itself on selling more cars than any other in the country, may now have hit the car sales jackpot. On December 12th, the dealership shipped its first ever vehicle purchased using a digital currency known as Bitcoin. A second sale to Bitcoin user was being processed the very next day. That's pretty good, said the marketing director at Lamborghini Newport Beach. We're making a business out of this. So this is here to stay, folks. Pretty soon, we'll see when we get there, but I guarantee you real estate will be purchased with Bitcoin. If not in 2014, then probably 2015. There's some regulatory things that probably have to get approved, but someone's going to do it. Our real estate industry is way too big, way too powerful for this to not happen. So we're starting to see Bitcoin being accepted at retailers. Now people are buying big ticket items, as you see a Lamborghini. It's going to be a natural extension for real estate. Whether a customer offers to pay for a car in gold bars or euros is irrelevant, and this applies to real estate too, so long as the currency is converted into dollars. Neither of the recent buyers walked into the showroom lugging a bag of bitcoins. Doing so would have been impossible because the Bitcoin, unlike more traditional currencies, is not represented with paper or metal. it's a virtual currency minted in a finite amount by a computer programmer in 2009. The Bitcoin is rather understood in a less tangible sense, if it is understood at all. There's plenty of articles on CNBC on Bitcoin. Just do a Google search for Bitcoin and you'll see how it works. The point is that people are starting to trust Bitcoin as opposed to the dollars because, as we know, if you go to my last Sphere Real Estate blog post where I talk about the Federal Reserve and the artificial printing of money, the inflation of the dollar, Bitcoin's actually a finite resource. There will not be more Bitcoin made. It's a scarce resource. You can't print Bitcoins. So people are starting to kind of favor this, much like gold, over the dollar. And it's Bitcoin's not going away, folks. The car dealership owner can't explain how it works, but the business verified the Bitcoins and converted them into dollars, which were then wired to the dealership. BitPay facilitates such payments worldwide, much like a credit card company or PayPal. One of the advantages of Bitcoin is you can do massive purchases and you don't even need an Amex Black Card. So it was very convenient for this person to buy the car. The first to go at the Costa Mesa Lamborghini dealership was a Tesla Model S for $100,000 or about 91.4 Bitcoins. Next was a brand new Lamborghini for $209,000 or 216.8 Bitcoins. Salesmen have received at least 10 calls from others interested in trading the currency for exotic cars. Very interesting to see how Bitcoin will play into the real estate industry. And I'm looking forward to seeing that as a realtor myself. I think it's something we should be embracing. There's a few things we could be doing this weekend. So Friday, January 17th, at the City National Grove of Anaheim, Rodney Carrington takes blue-collar comedy and adds a cowboy hat and a thick southern drawl to create his uniquely hick and proud comedy and country music routine. For those who aren't familiar with the boyish-faced stand-up star, he's equal parts country music singer and headlining comedian. This is from the OCweekly.com. This is Friday, January 17th. Check that out. The Goodfoot at Alex's Bar. If there's one thing Alex's Bar is known for, and this will be Friday, January 17th as well, it's their insanely awesome soul nights headed by DJs Rody and Dennis. The Goodfoot is back in town for you and all your kooky cohorts. If you're interested in tickets for the Goodfoot Soul Funk Latin Sounds, it's this Friday, January 17th, 9 p.m. DJ Rody and Dennis. It'll be at Alex's Bar, 2913 East Anaheim Street, Long Beach, California. Then on Saturday, we've got Jay Moore at the Irvine Improv. Jay Moore is on people's minds these days, mostly because he insulted one of the most beautiful women on the planet, Alyssa Milano, by making some rude public comments over a microphone to a crowd before she was about to speak. Marketing ploy by Jay about her body being slightly larger after she got pregnant. So if you're interested in Jay Moore, Saturday, January 18th at the Irvine Improv, 71 Fortune Drive, Irvine, California. It's at the Spectrum. Their number is 949-854-5455. Then there's some events going on Sunday as we wrap up here. So the Long Beach Antique Market, I've actually been here, this Sunday, January 19th. So they do it once a month. I believe it's at Long Beach Veterans Stadium. So for those of you interested for the Long Beach Antique Market, it's 5000 East Lou Davis Street in Long Beach. The phone number is 323-655-5703. Long Beach Veterans Stadium. So it's the Long Beach Antique Market. I've gone found a couple things. It's pretty cool. I think it's about $15 to get in. And you can find some pretty cool antique furniture, all kinds of stuff over there. Monday, January 20th, you got open mic at the Gypsy Den. And this is Monday, January 20th, in Santa Ana, the Gypsy Den, 125 North Broadway Avenue, Santa Ana, California, at the Gypsy Den. Thank you for tuning into another AnaheimRadio.net podcast. I encourage you not to go to AnaheimRadio.net anymore. Continue listening to the podcast on Stitcher. I've converted and moved all the content from AnaheimRadio.net to SferaRealEstate.com. I found that audience prefers one place where they can find my written blog posts, my audio podcasts, and my videos. So instead of going to like 3 different websites of mine, I put them all in one place, SferaRealEstate.com. And you can find a whole bunch of stuff there in addition to accessing the MLS, just like you're an agent. So if you're looking for a home, a commercial property, whatever it may be, go to SferaRealEstate.com, click on the search the MLS like an agent link. And if you're interested in me helping you out, I'd love to do it. Give me a call, 949-415-6256, 949-415-6256, and email me if you want, dansfera@kw.com. Sfera Real Estate. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.